Grew up down here, and when I was about 7 years old, we had moved to Mexico because my dad was working over there.
Wait, hold up. You moved to Mexico? I knew you were Mexican, but hold up. What?
Yeah, I lived in Mexico for about 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah,
Hold up. We've been, we've hung out. We've talked about you being Mexican plenty of times because I'm Mexican too, and you've never mentioned that you
I
lived in
thought you
Mexico.
knew, honestly. I feel like
No,
I thought I had mentioned it like maybe once or twice. I just figured you knew.
no, man. That is what?
Yeah, I lived there for like 6 years, bro.
All right, hold up. We're gonna have to go to that. Tell me how it was growing up till 7 years old in Miami, and then we're gonna go straight to the Mexico because I need to hear about that.
I mean, it was cool. I was down south. We stayed off 152nd Street. Both of my parents went to Killian. My grandparents went to Killian. So, I'm a real Miami native. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
it
play
was.
league football in Miami at all?
Yeah, so I started playing football when I was 6. So it was my first year. Yeah, I played 1 year of football down here, and then that's when we moved.
Bro, how was it moving to Mexico?
Bro, honestly, like I don't remember like how I was thinking back then, but my mom told me like that I asked if they have football over there. They said yeah, and I was just like cool with it. Like I was like, all right, cool, like whatever.
You know, football is different over there. You mean American football or
Nah,
like,
yeah, American football, American football.
so you
But yeah,
played
it was a
American.
lot different though.
How
But it
was
was
it?
I mean, just like living there, just the culture, just living in a different country. It's so much different. Like you don't really realize it until you go somewhere else and like experience it. And we were all right. We were doing well like when we were down there, but just going down there and like some of the practices, like going to the football practices or baseball practices and like seeing my teammates like what they had to go through or like where they were living, like their situations, like it just made me grateful. Like I saw that as at an early age, and it made me really like appreciate everything.
Man, that is wild. Where in Mexico did you live?
We lived in Cancun. That's where my dad was working.
Oh man. All right, so it was beautiful out there. Y'all went to the beach a lot.
Oh yeah, all the
So
time.
you moved back when you were 13?
12, but yeah, yeah.
Man,
We moved to Texas.
you speak Spanish?
Sí, señor.
Not like good Spanish, or you just like,
I used to be fluent, but once I left, I kind of lost it a little bit. I can still hold a conversation and everything, but my grammar just be a little off sometimes.
man, that is probably the most interesting thing. Like I've heard about you. Like I know everything really there is to know about you because we're friends.
Yeah,
That is wild to me that we never talked about that. That is
I
crazy.
just, yeah, bro. I just assumed you do. Honestly, I thought you knew.
I knew you were Mexican. We talked about that. But anyways, how was it when you moved from Mexico to Texas? Like, what was that transition like? Because now, I mean, you were there from you were 7 years old to 12. I mean, that's an important time in your life, and then you're moving, you
Mm.
know?
Um, it was different. I had to adjust. Getting, coming back to the states. They said I had a little Mexican accent when I got here.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but yeah, it was cool though. I made friends easily. I was pretty good at sports, which kind of helped. And yeah, I came in. The dudes were a lot bigger when I got to Texas. I'll tell you that.
Oh
I
yeah,
went to that, but I adjusted. It was pretty fun.
man. So you started playing football immediately, right when you got back to Texas, right? You lived in Dallas right away.
Yeah, so we moved to Frisco probably like late July, early August. Like right around the time school starts, and
Mhm.
that's started football then.
How was football then when you got back? Like, what made you play tight end? What was the positions you were playing growing up?
So growing up, I played running back, quarterback, linebacker. I feel like I played all the positions that you play when you're good at football as a
Yeah.
kid,
Uh-huh.
right? So I didn't start playing tight end really, like truly, till I got to college.
Really? Well, yeah, I mean, if you're the best
I'm
player on the team, they're trying to get you the ball everywhere.
Yeah, I basically played receiver in high school. I came into high school as a quarterback, and that didn't work out. So they moved me to receiver, and yeah, that's basically what I've been doing now. I played receiver in high school, and then they told me, I got potential at tight end, and shoot, my senior year, I really just worked on putting on weight because I was already like, I was pretty good. I had the film and everything. I was just light. I was probably like 205 my senior year of high school. So I just put on that weight, and here I am.
Man, that's funny that you talk about playing quarterback. Actually, I remember when was it? It had to be 2 years ago. It had to be about 2 years ago. They had you practicing long snapping. Nobody, you can long snap. You could be a starter. Truly. Truly. I mean, you throw, it's almost like you're standing there throwing a football to someone the way you long snap. It's actually pretty good. Was that
Appreciate
just
it.
natural?
Honestly, yeah, I didn't long snap in high school or anything. I was like our second string, third string, something like that. But like, I didn't really take it serious at all.
What was his name? Coach what's it called? Uh Marwan? Marwan? I think that was his first name. The special teams coordinator. Whenever he made you
Oh
do that.
yeah, yeah. They still had me do that. They
Oh,
had
they
they had
still do it?
yeah, they had me start doing it again. Me and Cam McCormick.
Yeah, I remember you and Kim were
Yeah,
doing it last time, but you you can definitely be a starter. Some NFL teams, you might need to show them that you got a little special teams in you too.
yeah, maybe might
Yeah.
have to.
So when you were getting recruited, obviously you were a big time recruit, coming out of high school. What made you decide University of Miami? And then also what was your other top schools? What were you thinking between? Because you're in Dallas, Texas, in high school, growing up, or Frisco, you have University of Texas, you have Texas A&M, about an hour, you got Baylor. I wouldn't really want to go to Baylor, but basically you got Texas and you got A&M. Why not one of those schools? And why'd you choose Miami? Or were they one of your final schools?
A&M was, but growing up, I was always a Canes fan. Like this was always my dream school. And then I started getting offers, and that kind of just went out the window. Like I try not to look at it that way. I try to look at, what's the best fit for me, where can I play, and what's gonna help develop me and like take me to the next level. So obviously Miami was one of the top schools. I think the other top ones were like Georgia, Alabama. LSU had just came off the 2019 season, that championship year. So I was looking at them too. Uh, but honestly, I feel like I made the right choice.
So that was after the 2019 season. You came in 2020 season, right?
So I started getting recruited like during LSU's 2019 season. Like when Joe Burrow broke that record, I was over at that game when they played A&M.
Okay, man, that would have been a heck of a game to go to. What class were you of high school?
2021.
Oh, okay. All right. So what season did we just finish? We just finished with that COVID
Just
season.
the year before, yeah, I got
With
here right after.
Yeah, with De'Eric, his first year at quarterback. Your
Mhm.
first year was with Tyler.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I could see that. I mean, we just came off a good season, everybody decided to come back and, okay, that makes sense. Cause I'm like, after that 2019 season, if that was the season you chose to go to Miami, it was just like, LSU just won a national championship. We just won 6 and 7. So it's like, all right, you must have really, really loved Miami then. What was
nah.
the big factor in getting you here?
Uh, I would say Coach Lashley at the time, Coach Lashley and Coach Fields. Coach
Mhm.
Lashley had just came over from SMU, and he used to come to a lot of our practices, and he was good friends with ROC at my high school. So he used to be down there all the time. And once he moved over, they sent me the offer, and I liked the offense because it was similar to what I was doing in high school, and yeah, I just took it from there.
So look, you're tall. You know, we've talked about it before. You hoop, right? How good of a hooper are you? Are you just the guy that can dunk?
Honestly, bro,
You're gonna
I'm
disappoint me with your
yeah,
answer.
I can shoot some days, but
Nah, nah, nah.
I'm
You
not
either
no
or
crazy
you
hooper. I'm
not.
not gonna sit here and lie and say like I'm the best hooper on the team or any of that. Like I'm athletic, I'm an athlete, but I'm not. No, I'm not a basketball player at all.
Nah, you just a guy that can dunk, huh?
I can shoot a little bit. I can't play defense. I suck at defense.
What? A big man like yourself?
I never really felt the need to play defense growing up because like I'm playing pickup. I'm gonna just let you shoot and hope you miss. So like I'm not really playing no real competition.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I played. Well, when I was in Mexico, I played soccer,
Of course.
but I played baseball, and then middle school and high school, I ran track.
So you didn't play any other, basically you just did track and football in high school?
In high school, yeah,
Okay. Okay. What was your thing in track?
I did high jump,
Really? What was your highest one?
bro. So my freshman year, I jumped 6'2". And every year, like I would put on weight for football, so I just couldn't get past 6'2". Like I put on 30 pounds every year. It
You
was
know,
hard.
state champion high jumper was Peyton Matoka.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was a state champion high
Bro,
jumper in Texas.
he went to private school though. That does not count. What did he jump?
Honestly, any championship in private school doesn't count. I don't care. It don't. It really does.
Texas.
Yeah, no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. But he I don't remember what he jumped. It was either 7 foot or six something. I thought it was 7 feet though.
If he could jump 7 feet, that might win him state anywhere. That's pretty tough.
Well, you know, Peyton was probably the most athletic guy on our entire team. I mean, he was literally ran faster than everyone. He and Jakari raced. He beat
Yeah.
Jakari. His vertical was insane. I mean, the dude was probably the best athlete on our entire team. Like, and he just, I don't know how he did it. I mean, true, I tell everybody that Peyton Matoka was the best athlete on our team. He should have probably just ended up playing receiver or something, but
Hmm.
that's for another discussion.
That's
So
crazy.
your first year, you had a great year, right? You know, you're coming in as a freshman. I remember your Pittsburgh game, scoring those touchdowns. I still remember the celebration, the hand to the ear. Love that. Tell me about, you know, your progression through Miami, your first year, second year, all the way up till now.
I think my first year, I was just kind of getting used to everything, getting used to the speed of a college football game, getting used to the playbook, just everything that comes with being a college athlete, right? Second year, I think I was, starting to pick everything up, and I was set to have a really good year. And obviously, I tore my ACL. I had missed the season after 4 games. And then last year, I was dealing with some other injuries. It was what it was, but it feels good to be finally back. I feel like the injuries kind of helped me mentally, just in the aspect of you just got to keep your head down. Like if you have a goal and you really want to achieve it, like you just got to put your head down and work. Like people don't care how you feel. People don't like if there's something you want to achieve, you got to go get it.
No, I'm glad you brought that up because I mean that's something I wanted to ask you, you know, because coming out of your first year, I mean, you heard the noise and everybody would talk about it. I mean, I remember was it Brevin Jordan, you know, Will Mallory, I believe it was, talking about you in an interview at Media Day saying Elijah Arroyo is a three and out guy. Everybody's talking, he's a three and out guy. He's going to be this, this, and that. You heard all the buzz and you were working towards that. You know, people saw the flashes as a freshman, saw you in the spring, then those first 4 games, we were believing it, you know, and then that happens to you. How were you able to stay motivated during an injury like that? Because I mean, that's everybody's building up this buzz around you and you're hearing it. And then something like that happens. It could be very, very like bring you down and do you motivate you. And some people will crash after that. How were
Mm-hmm.
you able to bring yourself back up? What kept you motivated?
Honestly, it was hard, but every day, you just got to think about the goal you have. I was just trying to get back on the field so I could, show people what I can really do. I feel like that was the biggest thing, though. No.
Yeah, no. So what would you say that this injury has changed your approach? Like, would you say that it changed your approach to training, to your attitude towards football? Would you say you're a better athlete now because of these challenges that you had to overcome?
I feel like I learned a lot. When I got hurt, I was able to, just take a step back and kind of I was able to process, defenses more. I could read everything better. I feel like I got a lot better, just reading the field. Uh, Apart from that, when I came back, I don't feel like I took any rep for granted. Like you can ask the coaches, like I attack every rep as if it's my last, just because in one snap, like that, everything could be gone. So you just got to appreciate everything, be in the moment, and give it your all.
Well, I mean, your relationship with me and you, I mean, throughout the whole thing, I've always talked to you and try to motivate you because I know where you could go. Seeing you last Saturday, I mean, I texted you right after the game. I mean, I loved it. I mean, I absolutely loved it. Your first game, really like active and back for real. You have what was it, 90 yards and 4 catches? I mean, as a tight end, first game back. I mean, that's amazing against, your rival, big time, game, national television. How did that feel after the game?
It felt great. Honestly, just being out there and being able to play football with my guys, like just being able to go that like on the field and do what we did, just go out there and whoop their butt.
Yeah.
I'm not, yeah. But
Hmm.
it was great. I didn't even know like my stats until after the game. Somebody went up to me like, "Hey, you had 89 yards."
Hmm. Bro, I was watching.
Football. I really didn't know.
I looked at every catch. I was watching the whole game, seeing Elijah. Dang, oh man, he got another one, and they were all big time catches. I mean, you had a lot of yards on every single catch. It was good. I loved seeing it. One thing I wanted to ask you, you know, every player has this, and you're talking about the motivation, your goal, but it's more than that. It's more than just a goal that drives you. There's got to be something deep within that makes you want to reach those goals. What is it for you? What drives you? What motivates you from within?
Honestly, I feel like I'm pretty self motivated. Really, since I was a kid, I wanted to be some type of professional athlete. I didn't know what sport I wanted to play, whether it was going to be football, baseball, whatever. I knew I wanted to, make it to that top level. And honestly, like football is fun to me. So like I just want to do this for as long as I can. I truly love the game of football. And being able to play this is a blessing. So I'm trying to take advantage of it.
So basically, what drives you, keeps you motivated, is your love for the game.
I was
Because,
yeah.
yeah, because it brings you joy and happiness. And that's, really, I mean, I understand what you're saying about it being fun because some of the best times I had in my life were on that field and after the game with my teammates and in the locker room. So what drives you is basically being able to do all those things still.
Hmm. Yeah.
No, I get that completely, you know, and I have seen that from you, in those injuries. I've seen you after the game down, and then I see you in the next week, just in rehab, in the in that center, just going hard, taking it serious every single day. And I loved seeing it, especially from a guy like you with all the potential that you have, you know. And I know this year's, a different year. You got different goals now, and it's exciting to see for everybody. And I pray for a healthy season for you. And I just want to ask you basically, what is like some advice you would give to other athletes who may find themselves in similar situations, or some advice you wish someone could have given you like before your road to recovery?
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna say, shoot, this is something that me and Cam McCormick were talking about because he's been through a lot of injuries, And when I got hurt, he was one of the guys that, I looked up to and was able to go and talk to. But he told me, just keep your head down, you know, keep working. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Everything will work out. You just put in the work. If you put in the work and by the time, you get back healthy and you can say you don't regret, anything, like you didn't take any days off or like no matter how you felt, like you just went and put in the work, like it's going to pay off.
100%. I love that. Well,